and his unique style of comedy. Everybody's talking about it. It's on Netflix. Who want to tell me about this comedy special and what made it so newsworthy and trending? Jay, do you got Netflix?
I actually do. Netflix and chill a lot. Chris was stupendous, man. Let me tell you. Chris was the example of control your emotions. Man, we all know Chris got the hell slapped out of him in front of everybody. Everybody, has something to say about what they would have done if given that same disposition. And Chris took it on the chin. While everybody else pause. While everybody else, had something to say and jaw jack, Chris said nothing. And I like the chess move that he did. Chris didn't a move out of the 48 laws of power, which is fuck you, pay me. I'm not telling you my story for free. You're gonna have to pay to hear it. And boy, when he said it, he had a lot to say. And like Horace alluded to, Chris does have a very different brand of comedy. To a lot of people, he's not funny. But man, does he say the things that you want to say or that, kind of just stirs up the room. And he did a whole night of that. I mean, he left nothing untouched. And he finale'd it with what everybody wanted to hear him talk about anyway. And he finally broke his silence. And I think it was masterfully done the way he did it because Will can't say anything and Jada can't say anything else after he got done. He put it together too well. If they say anything else, now they bother him. And it turns into a whole nother other situation. So he actually got the upper hand. I think Will's hit was hard at first, but Chris was swift and equally as vicious. So I don't know, but I liked it. It was funny. I laughed. What did you get from it, Art? Did you see it or Chris?
Well, for me, I looked at it kind of differently. I think Chris Rock is an amazing comedy. He's one of my top 5. I love his comedy. I think I called it intelligent, high class comedy, where you mix in political, real life situations, and it's not just gesture comedy. Like I'm funny because I got this catchphrase, or I'm goofy up there. So I enjoy him. I think he's an amazing comic. I just don't think he's a great listener. Now I don't know if, but between the last year, have him and Will Smith had any kind of conversation? I think not, but the last thing he heard Will Smith say was, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth." And he went back up there with his wife's name in his mouth, calling her bees and all. Now, the man told you to keep his wife's name out of your mouth. Now, again, you can do whatever you want to, but at the same time, now, bro, you can't have it both ways. You can't violate the man after he told you not to do it, and then still be complaining, saying, "Oh well, Will Smith is bigger than me, and he hit me." And no, bro, you have to defend yourself. Now I understand that's how your mama taught you and your parents taught you that you don't fight in front of white people, but everybody's parents didn't teach them that way. My parents taught me that at least, at minimum, if I see a man walking up on me, it may be a threat of violence. Protect myself, defend myself, do something. And even if you don't want to do nothing, dog, if you got all this smoke to say it to that man. Say it to him. Have a conversation with him, whether it's public or whatever the case may be, because at the end of the day, dog, you still have to defend yourself. The problem isn't going away, Chris. The problem is you're almost 60-year-old man and you're still timid. That's what you got to change. That's what you must change. You don't have to fight nobody, but the least you need to do is step to that man and tell him don't try you like that no more. He made a direct demand. Keep my wife's name out your mouth, and you went back up there and did it again. So if something happened to you, bro, he just told you not to do that. I respect you 100%, but that's that man's wife. You might want to chill out. You was dropping a lot of B's and you was dropping a lot of stuff. You was worse. And then for you to say she started it, come on, dog. Come on, bro. That's a childish defense. She started it. That's what women do. That's what women do, bro. So I don't know. I respect Chris Rock. I don't agree with what Will Smith did, but at the same time, man, come on now. You ain't got to hit that man, but you can defend yourself, block a punch or something. Maybe your parents need to talk to you that.
What if that's his defense mechanism, though, Chris?
It's
I
not
mean, the gloves
good.
are off. The gloves are off.
Defend
But
yourself.
I mean,
He's a man.
after you slap me, I don't care about nothing you said. But that's just me personally. So I don't know, but that's just me. I think he did what he does, and he took it to his craft. So if I'm gonna react, I'm gonna make some money off of it. I'm not just gonna react off sheer emotion. So you got to change. You said he's 60 years old and like timid, but it's actually smarter because now it's documented. You got to move with tact now. Attack me again if you want. You might not attack anybody else, and I pray that it don't ever get to that. But I hear what you're saying, and that's actually what we're trying to teach away from. That's why I said he was a great teacher of controlling his emotion and doing it that way. Because I'm sorry to go on, and I think Hardy might talk about this a little bit different. Chris didn't grow up like how we did. He grew up around white people. That's what white people do. They do documentation. You ever got fired? They do a paper trail. That's a paper trail. You do anything else. He ain't took no action. He ain't did nothing legal, took no money.
Calling that man wife a bitch. You're calling that man wife a bitch.
Words don't hurt you, and he gonna blame it on his
words do hurt.
Words
do hurt.
Okay,
they do.
I'm just telling you that part. But go ahead. I'm sorry, guys. What y'all take?
I will say this. I definitely believe one thing about Chris Rock. I'm not a fan of Chris Rock per se. Do I give him credit in his line of comedy? Like that his I don't think any other African American does his line of comedy. And he found his niche in it. I think you have to see the mental aspect of what he's doing as well. Because imagine if your wife really was a bitch. You know how many times a dude, like, it really don't bother him, but you disrespected my wife and it bothers my wife. So now I got to come over and do something because, shit, if I don't, now I got problems with my wife because I didn't, defend her honor or her whatever, whatever. So with him being slapped, it's almost like I'm not going to physically attack you, but mentally, I'm messing with Will right now, and I'm keeping it going. Because at this point, you might have thought this would have died out and became a memory, but he's really milked it. So he's let it go on, and people have been waiting because we love drama. We're letting it draw on until I decide I want to tell my story, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to be disrespectful. I'm going to say what I really want to say. I'm going to admit that I can't whoop you. So now I make you look like the weak man. I make you look like the after person. And I kind of find a way to profit off a little bit of victimization. But you got to think about this. You slap me. Okay, you slap me. But now I'm over here being twice as disrespectful. And it's a no-win situation. You going to slap me again?
You gonna throw stones and hide your hand, though.
But see, that's you. You feel that way. And most women are going to feel that way. But for men, and we ego-driven, it's going to F with me.
Checkmate.
Especially that joker that mentally got up here.
Checkmate.
Bro. We all got that person that you really want to whoop, but it's almost like a no-win situation. So for Will, this is my wife. I know she got issues. I know what I got. But you can't tell. You can't talk about it. This is my wife. I have to defend her honor. And I got the person that I just, for my woman's honor, just took the biggest L for a while. And the dude comes right back. It's almost like, shit, I'm doing it again. So you're going to slap, right? I can go on and on.
My life scared of no man.
Mario.
Free right now, man.
You wouldn't. That's no different than the man that say, yeah, I can't fight. Or the dude on the job, be like, yeah, I know I got a little thing. Like some people, they find a way to laugh at their own pain. And that's pretty much what Chris is doing. Super Mario Senior.
First of all, I think like all y'all alluded to, he was definitely a good comedian. I'm a fan of Chris Rock too. And I think that he did what Chris Rock do. He delivered a good show on the show. On the topic, it's crazy that we always, like, the timeline of life, the way it be depicted by people, it can confuse the reality of what really happened. and then narratives can get pushed. But we always got to remember, the way he said it is the exact way it happened. I don't agree with it started at first, but that's the exact way it happened. Will Smith didn't get an Oscar or whatever it is for a movie that nobody thought was damn that good, right? Or however it go. It was amazing. He didn't get it. So she said, what kind of man, like Chris Rock should quit and should stand in solitude for his brother, and he should do this and this and this and this, right? Nothing negative, just saying really what she felt Chris should do. Chris said something about, you don't tell me da-da-da-da. Words, again. He didn't say bitch. He didn't call her a hoe. He didn't say anything. He said G.I. Jane. That was not bitch. That was not hoe. And then you slapped me. So now, you want me to have any respect for you? Because one thing I understand in life is this, and I'm learning this in corporate America. Every fight ain't fist. And if you go into the world thinking, oh, he just tried me. I seen how he wrote this email, so he need to say this to my face. And all, yeah, that's cool in the world of the streets and all that kind of stuff. That's not the real world. See, one thing I'm learning every day is the way I grew up is not the real world. 80% of the world don't think like how I grew up. It's only 20% of people in these little areas that think that honor has to be checked. You have to do this as a man. No, it's a lot of men who right now you can walk into a room and slap. It's a lot of men who will call the police on you if they feel threatened. It's more of those people than people who will stand up to people twice their size. I'm understanding that now. Understanding that Chris knows it's a no-win. See, this is the 48 Laws of Power, and I'm so happy I wrote that book. It's a no-win in fighting Will Smith. Okay, I hit him back, and then he pummels you, so then you are still a joke. But one thing for sure, I looked at this. He put Will in a way he cannot win. He can't win. Now, because now you've already slapped him, and he did nothing. He's done nothing. He did nothing, right? Okay. So now he did nothing, and you slapped him. Cool, right? Bro, every 60 people, I'm gonna post it on the page. Tommy Minnesota called Jada 1,002 vision. What's the other comedian name? He said she the most skanky. Dog, people was talking so bad about Jada, it didn't make no sense. Bro, nobody's gonna justify him slapping the smallest, and he's his friend. So if you follow Chris Rock path, I know. We got friends who we know, bro, you're not really a fighter. That's not what you do. Or associates. Like this nigga not. So out of all the people in the world who talked about Jada's entanglement and talked about all this stuff, that's the person you want to slap. Him saying G.I. Jane, he just had to take his name out her mouth. No, bro, you knew Chris was a bitch. See, that's when I don't like bullies. See, I'm the other way. I don't like bullies. I don't like for you to walk up and just have to slap that man. Because that mean cool. I'm okay with you slapping him. Then part 2 of your slapping spree should begin too. In part 3, in part 4, you should be just defending your wife honor all around. You should be just like, what? You said something about Jada too. I'm looking for you. And you said something about my black wife too. I'm looking for you. Where's all that energy? Because you didn't. You apologized. You said that's the worst mistake in your life. So now when he come on here and call her 72 bitches, because he did, and not on purpose, now what are you going to do? Because if you slap him, you'll never be in another movie again in Hollywood. Because Hollywood, dog, this man is so great at what he did. He turned Will Smith into the boogeyman of the industry. The most summertime. He defeated him. There's nothing you can do. If Chris Rock slapped him right now, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. I would hate to be Will Smith right now because there's nothing I can do. Because me slapping you does nothing for me. It makes me lose all my money, my credibility, and you just went and apologize. If somebody get on the stage and offend Jaleesa, I'm never apologizing. I'm gonna slap you and never apologize. Never in my life I'm apologizing. I'm never apologizing. You offend my wife, I'm gonna slap the shit out you and never apologize. So I don't want to hear that. Oh, what is he? Bro, you apologize. Why did you apologize? If you felt so mad about somebody defending disrespecting your wife, why did you apologize? Because Chris Rock didn't take it back. So why did you apologize, bro?
Well, the way I look at it is this. I think for this Will Smith slapped Chris Rock for the same reason Chris Rock joked on Will Smith at that time at that event, because they both think each other soft. It wasn't a one-way situation. It was a two-way situation. He wouldn't have said that about. He wouldn't have said that about Ice Cube wife. He wouldn't have said that about Snoop Dogg's wife.
I don't know.
He said that about Will Smith's wife because, for one, he had a history, and two, he thinks that Will Smith is a soft rapper because.
So what about all the other people, Chris?
Not the Will Smith character or
people who've been saying it.
What's that?
What about all the other people who've been saying this about Will Smith's wife?
Yep.
Like this is top.
Like I said, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock for the same reason Chris Rock picked on Will Smith. Both of them think they're soft. So they thought those were easy targets. That's why I think both of them did that. Now, again, you can do whatever you want to, but don't. That's what women do. Entice a man, aggravate a man, egg on a man. If a man react, then say, well, I'm just a woman. You can't do that. I'm a woman. No, bro, you knew you were small in the first place. Stop calling that man wife out of her name. Just show that respect. If you don't want to, that's cool. But this whole notion that Will Smith has lost, he put out a movie months before this successfully. He just was on the stage accepting another award. They haven't.
He just cried. He cried for 4 months before he put that movie out.
And he's about to do a movie with Michael B. Jordan. No, he has not lost.
He cried for 4 months and went on a tour of apologies before that. What are you talking about? That's what I'm talking about. See that timeline thing? He went on a tour of apologies.
Do it again. He saw it and will not do it again. Chris Rock, on the other hand, is trying to do some sneaky ass backhand shit.
No, but he didn't ever apologize. That's my point. See, that's what I thought. Chris Rock is standing on what he said. He's continued. He's
hiding behind being small and timid.
Chris, you see it one way. It's called POV, Chris. At this point, I'm telling you.
Yeah, thank you.
Your point of view, but I'm telling you, hey man,
Chris, I gotta say what they about to say. Chris, you have a unique position where you tend to think that people are going to handle things the way you would handle them. And the things you may say, this is how a man should handle it, or how the game require, and that's just not the case. That's just not the case. There are more now. That situation there,
you gotta grow.
I hear you,
bro. You can't stick your hands up and stop a man from hitting you. Or if you see a man coming up to you, nothing teaches you to back up and protect yourself.
Listen, Will Smith went up there and slapped that man. That man did not expect it, but guess what?
He's walking up to you.
Chris,
defend yourself.
Chris,
how did this topic get you so angry?
I'm just saying, why we
somebody
got up out that seat, walking towards you. Nothing makes you at least dodge. Nothing that makes you at least think like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
This is major TV. This is live TV, and one of the biggest audience, or the biggest stages.
I believe if Bootsy had did that, Chris Rock would have done. Yeah. I believe if Bootsy had got out his seat and walked up on Chris Rock, he'd have been like, "Oh shit!" But this is Will Smith. This is Muhammad Ali. Like he said, this is you didn't think Will Smith was gonna slap him.
Not at all.
Right. So
you were looking for the joke. To be honest,
but I'm saying if Bootsy get out his seat, you gonna think, Bootsy finna fuck Chris up instantly. You're gonna just think that in your head. Without him walking up on you, you're gonna be in the seat looking like, Bootsy, hey, somebody better grab Bootsy. That's what I'm saying. So regardless of the slap, I'm saying now that has been done, all that's behind. Because one thing for sure, people always say this, bro. You can call a man a bitch, whatever. He could have had Will Smith arrested. He said no. I don't want no charges pressed. The bitch who you saw on the bitch, he could have had him locked the fuck up. No, you can't. I can say what I want to you, but I can press charges on you once you touch me. We're grown men. This is not. But regardless of it, huh?
I'm not calling him a bitch.
Regardless of not a man. That man had enough honor to say, I don't want that other black man arrested. When everybody kept asking him, hey, you want him locked up? You want him disbarred? No, I'm straight. I'm gonna handle it this way. I'm gonna go and do what I do. I tell jokes and push the issue. This is my defense. All his life, dog. I watched Chris Rock. He said he learned how to tell jokes because he was getting bullied. So his defense mechanism is, if you bully me, I joke harder. If you bully me, I joke harder. That's his whole life story.
That I'm too small for you to do something to.
All his life, he's been saying this. That's why I say, if you're a fan of Chris Rock, you know this is his life story. He's been picked on all his life. He's been saying, I can't beat these guys. I'm a puny guy. I'm weak. I'm never going to gain no weight. So I'm going to find my way to destroy them with words because I can't beat them. Dog, that's his life story from him being a kid.
And that's been your
Let me ask you a
moniker,
question.
Chris. Everybody hates Chris for that reason. For that reason, right there, Chris.
No,
verbal ad hominem attacks.
No, Chris.
Verbally disrespecting you. That's a female
POV, my brother.
Female tactic.
Chris, I want to ask you one question. After Will got up and did all this in his wife honor, who's been trending for months,
what she said?
Nothing.
Did she co-sign his action?
No, she did.
He left him in the wind. She left him in the wind. Oh, I don't know why he did that. Oh, it was uncalled for. It was excusable.
I said that's not happened. I don't think it was a good idea. I thought it was
the woman that he got up. The same woman left his ass in the wind. Oh,
yeah, that's the point, Chris. It don't matter if it was a good idea. It matters that I did this for you. So even if you don't think it's a good idea, you don't publicly come out and say that. As my wife, and because see, we talk about female traits. Not being able to control your emotions is a female trait too. So when Will Smith went up there and slapped, he couldn't control himself because a man was talking about your wife in that moment. So you couldn't control yourself. You were overwhelmed with emotions. Cool. I'm saying all that happened. I'm agreeing with you, Chris. He smacked him because he was a big no. Okay. But then the woman who Honor you was defending can't come out and say you were wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
Publicly.
Oh, I agree with all this. I agree with everything. All I'm saying is this is how if I'm Chris Rock, and this is how I really believe, man, I'm gonna leave that man's name or that man's
then he won.
My business.
No,
then he won.
I can't let you slap me in my mouth, Chris, and I shut the fuck up. At that point,
then he won. Yeah,
because then he won.
There's no way. There's no way.
Dog, just think about this, Chris. Think about this. If I slap you in the mouth and then you never say nothing about my wife again, the slap work. But if I slap you in your mouth and for Netflix gave him $40 million for 2 1-hour shows. $40 million for 2 1-hour shows. So for 2 hours, if I call your wife 362 bitches and get $40 million and continues to do this for the next 10 years.
Show me the money.
You don't think I won?
No, I got one better, Mario.
You didn't stop nothing I'm doing, dog.
But you didn't stop nothing I'm doing. You slapped me to stop doing something. I'm saying you slapped me. You slapped me to stop something. You slapped me to stop something.
He did worse. He allowed you. I allowed you to eat because I could have stopped everything.
I don't believe that.
You cannot do nothing but run your goddamn mouth and tell jokes. That's what I do because you are weak.
You're gonna lose this, Chris.
I agree with all that.
But man, you are losing so many battles. I'm not talking about Will, right? So think about this. I did that. She leave me in the wind, right? Before that, we had the we just gonna start the entanglement, not the other stuff, right? Then we look at the red table where I don't love him. It's hard to make love to him. I never wanted to get married. I mean, at some point, what are you fighting for, Will? So that I always said the slap wasn't. Huh?
Hey, so Chris seen it, right? All y'all seen it. So in the point he said, Meghan Markle, what is this bitch crying for? So the prince should slap him too, right?
Yeah.
If the prince is a slapping.
No, Will Smith before this day. Before this day, Will Smith was not a slapper because we've acknowledged that a lot of people have said stuff about Will Smith's wife and he's never slapped nobody before. So I'm saying because Chris Rock not only talked about Jada this, he talked about Meghan Markle for a big portion of this about the bitch whining so much. So I'm saying the prince should be looking for him as we speak to slap the shit out of him again too.
If we're going to take it as an isolated situation, I don't think neither one of those wives are worth getting up slapping a man for. If that's I'm saying you said one of those wives are worth it. No, I'm not saying a wife isn't worth it. I'm not saying a wife isn't worth it. I'm saying neither one of those two wives would, in my opinion,
they might want to slap.
I get you. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't want to make it an isolated Jada event. See, what people are trying to do is say he keeps picking on Jada. He keeps picking on Jada. He just called Meghan Markle and the same thing a bit. So everybody overlook that? Bro, this is Chris Rock. That's my point. It's not just about Jada. This is how he talks. So people gonna act like they don't see him go spend 10 minutes on Meghan Markle. So that don't matter?
I don't have
disrespecting her don't matter.
I don't have no problem with it. I'm just saying the last thing that man said to you, keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Forget that. And get what? When you don't respect somebody, you give a damn what they say.
Right, Chris, and he didn't. And
but you don't have to say that to me, Chris. I just want to keep niggas on white folks in my mouth.
Talking about how small you is. That's how you did that. Ducking and hiding when you could. My bad. Yeah. You don't look at it the same way.
When you don't respect somebody, do you care what they tell you?
Well, yeah, because I'm gonna come see you about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't respect you.
I'm gonna come and see you about it.
Chris, everybody ain't Chris. Everybody not Chris Hill.
Everybody ain't Chris.
Chris ain't shit. But at the same time, dog, come on, man.
I get you, but that's not reality for a lot of people.
That's not Will Smith. But what Chris said don't have nothing to do with what Will Smith did. I'm saying if you're gonna have that attitude, I feel the same way. But I'm never apologizing. So you can't, just like you saying, Chris Rock can't have it both ways. Will Smith can't have it both ways. You can't be, I'm gonna slap me a bitch who disrespect my wife. Hey, I'm sorry, brother. Oh, he did it again. Slap him again. Oh, I'm sorry, brother. You can't do both ways. The minute you disrespect my wife, I'm never apologizing. Never.
I wish he would have handled it that way. Yes.
But he didn't. So we got to keep this. That's why I said we got to keep this timeline all the same. You felt your wife was disrespected. The man never apologized. You slapped him. He never apologized. You apologized.
He still called her a bitch. No, he still called her a bitch.
No, never apologized. So that means what he said, he meant. Oh, your sister just said, put it back up. He's been disrespecting your wife since the 90s. Why did you apologize then?
I wish he would have.
Will got bigger problems than.
Right. But that's what I want to know. So if you slap him, why do you apologize? I'm gonna keep saying this. Just like you said, you would never I would never in my life apologize for slapping a bitch that disrespect my wife. If I felt that you disrespect my wife. So accordingly, he didn't slap Chris Rock because he slapped Chris Rock because that was the easy win because of everybody else. It wasn't even about him per se. It was about this is an easy target. Every time I turn on the radio, I'm entanglement. You a bitch. Entanglement. You a bitch. Now this nigga gonna say it, or I'm gonna slap his little ass, bro. That's a bully.
Listen, I don't know what happened behind closed door, but I know Jada has given Will. At one time, we was worried this man might take his own life. There has been a long train of L's dealing with this woman for him trying to portray this image. I don't know if it's what it say until the wheels fall off, we for life. I don't know.
That's another thing. That's another thing I got an issue with. There's another thing. We always say that it's the Tupac thing.
He said it.
I don't understand this. Jada met Tupac. When Jada met Tupac in high school, Tupac was more like Will Smith at that time.
He said it. He said it at the red place.
It wasn't Tupacalypse at the time when they had their relationship.
One thing I don't do.
Like Will Smith. So it makes Will Smith an obvious choice because Tupac was like Will Smith when Jada was dealing with him.
Allegedly in your mind. When I sat down and looked at the red table talk, because that's what you gotta do. And I heard them two people out their own mouth, him say that and her say that. I said, that's crazy for your wife to look you right in your face and say she still had it, and he felt like he had to be Tupac because that was the greatest love. Like, it don't matter if she felt that way. I'm talking about what Will said. Jada might have felt just like you. It don't matter. He's not the one going around stopping people. Jada might be saying, Will, I didn't like Tupac when he was a gangster. I liked him when he was a poet. In Will's head, Will said out of his mouth, I felt like I was living. No, that's craziness. Bro, for you to have that. So I want to know this, fellas, and I'm going to shut up. So he just called your wife another 62 bitches. What you going to do now then? Because you just apologized, and you got a movie coming out.
Well, we know what Chris going to do. Chris going to have to say it.
Can we play up a myth before that question?
What's that?
Do y'all, at this point, let's be honest, and I'm not going to tell you because I'm a little biased. You know, Tupac is blood with me. That's my cousin. Y'all really believe, I don't know why you laughing, that's real talk. You really believe that Pac didn't ever smash her?
I don't know.
You believe that, do you believe anything Jada said in her life?
I don't even think it matters because she speaks so highly of him. So it don't matter if my wife fucked the man or not. If she make him God to me, then it don't matter if he fucked because he's God. So shit. So if she talk about a nigga like, oh man, I remember we was on the boat and her eyes flicker and all that, it don't matter if he hit because he got her heart. He took her soul. That's worse than just hitting one night drunk after the club. He got her. If Tupac could be resurrected right now, Will Smith would kill Tupac. You think he slapped Chris Rock? If Tupac could come back to life right now, Will Smith would be so scared he'll take that murder charge because he know Jada done. Jada done. Daughter know that. His daughter said she wish she had met Tupac. Man,
damn.
Bro, and she keeping love letters from 30, 40 years. And poems. Damn. You can't beat that. You can't battle that, Chris, because it's something in the heart and mind. It's a fantasy.
Look, I'm not suggesting anybody marry Jada Smith. I am not a supporter of that. I'm not a supporter of Will slapping. I'm just not a supporter of the female defense. Well, I do something to offend you. You react to it, whatever way you reacted, because you can't choose how someone react. And then you start talking about, well, you should have did it because I'm small. No, bro, you did this. You brought this on yourself. It ain't about you being small now. It's about you holding yourself accountable for what the hell you said. I know he probably took it the wrong way. He probably went out, jumped off the ledge, being stupid that day. But still, bro, stand on it and don't be telling the world, well, he shouldn't have did it because I'm small. No, shut up because you small. Stop joking. Stop. Close your fuck box because you small.
He ain't gonna do it.
We need to come back and evaluate where does this anger come from in this topic. You are very angry at this moment.
I'm just saying.
I mean, there's a lot coming up.
It's like some little kid coming and just selling out. Now I want to say kid. I want to say just some little dude just selling out to you, knowing he can't do nothing to you. And then when something happened, he walked 10, 20 feet away and just the biggest gangster in the world selling out.
Dog, I'm glad I
that type of stuff.
I'm glad I'm with it with the words.
Huh?
I'm glad I'm with it with the words and jokes, and I can fight. I'm glad. See, because a lot like, bro, you come call my wife, bitch, and you married and you got a mama and a grandma. See, that's the thing. He can't, regardless of, let's just say they fight. Will Smith still can't beat Chris Rock with the jokes on stage. So you're gonna lose that battle every time, even if you can beat him. Even if Chris Rock had to beat Will Smith that day, he still could. Then if he beat your ass that day and do this, then what? Because that's my point. You this is my arena. He's a jokester. Will, you're an actor. You're dead because you can't make a movie about me.
What
like what I can do is I can do 10 specials. I can go give Netflix a deal right now and say, give me $1,000 a show, and I can run Jada's a Bitch Part 10 all the way down until so all your kids will have to see these reviews on these reruns on Netflix of me calling their grandma, their great grandma, their mama, and their great grandma a bitch 62,000 more times. And then you slap me once, and I'm gonna have to live that down because I can't do nothing about that. But what is that?
You probably the type of nigga that'll go slash a nigga teeth car tires too.
Yeah.
You know what? Call a job to get him fired. You probably one of them type of niggas.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You made a valid point because we still sit back and watch Richard Pryor lives and Eddie Murphy Raw because of what our father said about this. So think about his grandchildren.
Right.
That was strategically done. I'm right back to what that was.
Okay, so let's have a conversation about it.
Residual income.
Let's have a conversation about it. Let's just say we got the tale of two grandpas.
Yeah.
Do you want your grandson to come up with you getting slapped or just some jokes?
You know what's crazy part about it? The amount of money that he's gonna make, they don't even care about getting slapped. They probably get slapped all the time.
Both of them making lots of.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get slapped.
I want to answer that. Think about this. Chris Rock is going to raise his grandkids or whatever to see his perspective. So he's going to tell them, yeah, we got to stop, but look at the checks. You know what I mean? So it's all about.
I didn't stop my checks. As Will Smith didn't stop my checks neither. My checks coming too. Since we talking about money, mine's is coming too.
Yeah.
I just put out Emancipation, doing really, really well.
That movie sucks.
I think not. I
like it. But I'm saying, Chris, you're looking at it in all cases because once again, Chris Rock could have stopped it. That's my point. See, so you're looking at best case scenario. But if Chris Rock was the nigga you saying, he could have been like, officer, that's him. Arrest him. And I won't charge him.
That's why I respected him so much, dog. That's why I respected when this happened. I respected the hell out of Chris Rock for saying, no, I'm not putting the law into this. I ain't even finna rap about this. So everybody can talk how they want to talk.
It's Grammy. Bro, the thing about all the shit
Will Smith apologized. So I'm like, bro, Chris Rock won this. You apologize. The only thing I didn't like is the continued violation of his wife. At some point, do we draw the line somewhere? I guess not. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, the defense of she started it and I'm small. That is a weak defense to me, in my opinion.
Hey, you know what's funny about that though? Hold on 1 second, Chris. It's a guy that we know that was from the hood, and he would do something similar. And everybody respected him for being so hood and everything else, and he would cause problems. Then when they get on his ass, he go on and find the law. And then once he got the law on his side, he do whatever he wanted. There's nothing that you can do because it's documented. I keep telling you, it's smart. Forget the macho, Camacho jump, whatever. He slapped you. It's over. You can't take the slap back. Everybody knows he slapped, but this man played chess. We always talk about playing chess and checkers. You're talking about checkers. This man played chess. Forget the slap.
I don't think so.
I feel so. I'm telling you. If a man, okay, Hardy just said it. He called him.
Let me draw my line. Let me answer a couple questions, not to push it on that Chris said. I don't want Chris Rock legacy. I don't want my grandchildren to ever see me get slapped. 2, I don't think it's honorable to get slapped. I'm not getting slapped. I'm not a slapper kind of guy. So I'm never saying turn your head and get slapped. I don't think he won for that. I think being that type of guy. See, I could put myself say being that type of guy, what else could you have done? Like, I'm not that type of guy. So I understand. A bitch not coming to slap me. But I'm not that type of guy. But those type of guys, that's the best defense you can have for that type of guy. If you're just a bit like, there's people right now who we know, we done been in fights in Orlando, and you know, like, this nigga do not want to fight. Like it just he can't. He's frozen. That's who Chris Rock is. I know them people. So for those people, it's almost asinine to ask him to defend himself. He can't. But most of those people shut up. Most of them people shut up and they don't say nothing. For Chris Rock to be that scary and that bitch and still come back and call your wife, that's what I'm saying. What do Will do now? Because I already know I can cause harm to you. I can beat you. We know that. It's nothing I can do. But one thing I can't do is stop you from disrespecting my wife. Dog, imagine that. If you whoop a nigga, slap a nigga, embarrass him, and he still disrespect your wife, what do you do?
Pretty much. What do you do, bro? This is almost like a Charleston White scenario.
It is. It's dog. That's the worst, dog. I don't feel. That's why I say I feel bad for Will. Cause, bro, I would hate to be in that situation where, like, you almost forcing me to throw my life away. Mm-hmm. Dog, I gotta punish you on camera brutally. And even then, if you live, you're gonna get up and do another special because you don't care about getting worked. So how do you whoop a nigga who don't care about getting whooped?
Whoa! Think about this, Mario. Listen, I'm calling her a bitch. Now I'm about to see how much she mean to you, because I'm sure, boy.
The next show he come on there and see, I called his wife 62 bitches and he didn't do nothing because he apologized. See, that's what I'm saying, dog. That's why you got to say, you got to know what fights to pick. You got to know when to hold them. See, wisdom has to come into your mind at some point. I learned it. I can argue with this dude, but I got too much to look like. At some point, I'm not saying Will didn't do what I wouldn't have did emotionally. So I'm never saying that. I'm just saying at some point, Will, this is why Chris Rock won. Because Will has no more defenses. People keep saying he didn't win. He won. Because Will cannot do nothing else to stop this. Will only point was what, Chris? Keep my name, my wife name out your mouth. You slapped him. You can't stop him from getting money. You can't stop him from getting women. You can't stop him from being famous. And he never has to keep putting your wife name in his mouth. So you lost.
Well, hey, ain't nobody supporting Will Smith. Ain't nobody supporting Will Smith but feminists.
That's what I'm saying. This is when you call on the great power of the feminists and have them come to your side and cancel Chris Rock. Will you gotta what you gotta do is get on TV, tell them men is bad, you support gay rights, and then you can fight Chris. You can fight him back.
And you got to get on there and say, "I'm the real victim," and cry.
Jewish dog, Adam Sandler. Let me take Chris Rock friend. The white royalty of comedy is his homeboys, not Jamie Foxx and Wesley Snipes and all. I'm talking about the white hierarchy, and not even that. Bro, it's still gonna be hard for feminists. Feminists are more gangster than Chris Rock. Dog, Chris Rock still can say, bro, this man put his hands on me. I never put his hands on his wife or him. He slapped me. He imposed harm on me. Bro, it's gonna be hard. That's the worst. I feel so sorry for damn Will Smith, bro. I would hate to be in this situation because it's like you with your third strike and then you keep going by your house calling you a pussy, but you know if you hit him, you're going back to jail for that. That's how this feels. That's how this feels if you Will Smith. Like, I'm on my third strike, but he keep calling me pussy. But if I know, for my honor, if I hit him, then I'm going back to jail for the rest of my dog. This is how Will Smith, dog. This man.
That's
a win, Chris. That's a win. That's a win.
But do you ever want to be the guy that's continuously riding around the house calling them a bitch? Just because that's your only defense.
Think about being so whipped like Will is. You know, if you go to jail, she about to take that cooter cat on tour while you locked up for whatever days. This the Jada
not even that
on the tabletop tour. She still
wins.
No, Tootie, not even that. When you get tried, when she come up and the camera say, you know your husband slapped him again. She gonna say, yeah, I told him the first time not to do it. See, I don't know why he keeps slapping that good man. I told him to leave that man alone. Oh, people keep talking about defending her, bro. And my white dog, dog, I ain't trying to be funny. You know how I feel about a lot of stuff in life. If I'm defending you, and I don't care if I was dead wrong, you don't get up there and the first thing out your mouth say is, yeah, he was wrong. What? I almost lost my life. I lost my money. They were talking about taking my only Oscar, and the first thing you said, I don't care if you thought I was dead wrong. You make me sleep on the couch. Don't do whatever you want. You don't get in front of a camera and say, yeah, now Will Smith overreacted. What? In your name? But see, women ignore that. Women ignore that part. They'll be like, Will, good job. You defended your wife. You been taught, good job, Will. Good. But nobody gonna say that Jada went soon as he got put on the stand, Jada was the number one witness.
Caught the plea.
Nobody said nothing about that. So now this man, dog, that's why one thing I'm gonna shut up. He said, guess what? He said in the thing that made me so. He said, no, Jada picking hurt him way more than he ever hurt me.
Who that was a good one?
That he ever hurt me, bro. You know why that hurt? Because every man in this world watching the show know that that's the truth.
Yes.
The pain that Jada can cause him is nowhere near. Bro, I've been in many fights, and I ain't won them all. But heartbreak tear you down.
That's why I disagree with his opener. But I can't remember I can't feel nan punch I ever got in nan fight. But I can remember when somebody said something to hurt me. I can remember, and it brings back those same memories. I can remember shit my mama said. I remember shit women said. I remember shit. I can remember jokes at the wrong time.
So now we know why you're so mad, because you felt defensive. You wanted to punch them people, but you couldn't. Right. I understand. Right. Now we talking through that.
Sensitive like that. We did it. You got because the thing is, dog, I grew up like Chris Rock, shy, timid. It took going to, like I said, even in the beginning with Coach Ross, just by pushing myself harder than I ever did, that built something to me. And then when I went off on my own, I had no choice but to toughen up. So I understand where Chris coming from, and that's why I say at some point you gotta let it go. You take some kind of defense class or something so that you don't feel like that no more. I know how that helps you feel.
Yeah, that sounds good, Chris. But The reality is, in a perfect world, we grew up. See, a lot of stuff that we got, maybe our trauma helped us because we didn't have daddies. We had uncles. We had the people on the corner, but we had JT money once again. And if Will Smith had some JT money in his life, right now in life, Will Smith will probably be out here. Ain't nowhere in the world Will Smith can't go and get jiggy. But he right here stuck with this thing here.
You talking to
got to be feeling kill yourself, saying he ain't real, but you ain't real yourself. Man,
you talking to the guy that went on tour with Luke Skywalker though.
Okay. And they learn a damn thing.
Bruh, white people love Will Smith. Everybody loves Will Smith. You can leave Jada tomorrow and have a harem, if that's the term. Boy, you could go around the world. Well, that's what you were doing, and then you find out you were doing it. Now you want to kill yourself. Woo. What? Come on, JT, go get him. Go get him. Boy, she wasn't real. Damn it, JT money. Go save her, man.